Bhavesh, how do you go from closing the client to actually delivering them good results and making that client as one of your longest staying client for your agency? I've received this question multiple different times now on my Instagram. Sometimes I've seen people commenting on my YouTube videos, sometimes even DMing me on WhatsApp. I'm not sure where do you guys get my number. So I thought, why not? This is a good hour. Let's record this video for you guys. Literally going from actually booking the appointment, closing the client, onboarding them, setting up their ads, collecting payments, signing the contract, and actually delivering them good results. And if you guys stick till the very end, I'm going to be giving you 1 to 2 suggestions, and trust me, it's coming from my last 6 years of experience, how to keep your clients forever with you and how to actually retain them for the longest period of time. As you guys know, this is my 6th year of running this marketing agency, and pretty much, I've literally seen clients leaving me in the first month itself, to have seen clients leaving me after 2 years, after 3 years. So what's the difference between those clients, we'll be actually discussing in this particular video. Let me give you the blueprint to actually closing the client, delivering them successfully, and actually retaining them for the longest period of time. Let's start from the very basic. All right, let's say you guys are starting out. How does the entire process looks like? Because I have literally seen beginners asking me these beginner questions, Bhavesh, how the agency model works. And when I was starting out, I never cared about the model. It was just like, it was just all about making money. But this is for my specific audience who really want to know, like, from start to finish, how does it feel like to run an agency, what process you have to actually follow, and how do you collect the payments, all that nitty-gritty stuff. But anyways, let's talk about starting from very scratch. All right, so we start at the call one. So obviously in this particular video, I won't be talking about exactly how to book appointments. This video is all about the delivery side of things. So we get the first appointment booked on my calendar, and I generally take most of my sales call, but these days I've kind of delegated it. But I get that very first call, get on that call. It's like more of an intro call, whether the prospect is a good fit for our agency or not. And then we go over some qualifying questions, what exactly is he looking for, all that good stuff. And I ask him, which specific areas are you selling in? Because when it comes to solar, we just cannot work with everyone. And guys, again, something just struck my mind. As a bonus, I'll be also actually telling you how to decide a niche and how to pick the right niche in today's market. So I hope you stick till the very end. So let's continue. So we have the call one. I jump on the call, talk with them. Let's say if the prospect is almost qualified, all right, he's the best fit for our marketing agency. What end up happening is, let's say if the prospect is super interested, I just go for the one call close. That happens very rarely. You have to understand this thing, guys. You're actually trying to get someone pay you $3,000 to $5,000 to even $10,000, so it takes some time, obviously, right? But there are some niches where if the ticket size is a bit small, you're charging just $1,500, it can be easy one call closes. But for me, I've seen that happening again and again. Every single month I encounter around 1 to 2 one call closes, or sometimes even more, but nothing more than that. After the call one, I generally schedule the follow-up. If you have been following me, like what kind of sales process I generally follow. And I never let the prospect get off of the Zoom call before scheduling a follow-up call with them. But let's say if the prospect is unqualified, I don't care, I just let him go. And when I'm saying unqualified, what exactly do I mean is, let's say the prospect is working in an area where we don't deliver leads, appointments and whatnot, or he doesn't have the funds, then we don't care. Potentially, then I don't care. He has the funds, he's selling in the right market, we can deliver him results, I'm confident, then I book the follow-up call. Once the follow-up call has been booked, the next step here is call 2, which is follow-up call 1. So in follow-up call 1, generally it's just more of a check-in, what's going on. And most of the times, in most of the cases, I generally close my prospects in just the follow-up call 1. And most of the times these guys end up paying me whatever the deal is for, whatever the program they want to actually move forward with, $3,000, $3,500, $5,000, whatever it is. So most of the times I get the payment, I close the client in just the follow-up call one. But there are like some cases, where I generally see some prospects who are still skeptical. They are interested and they're like, Bhavish, let's schedule another call, let me have a conversation with my wife, my partner. These are objections, I know it, although I'm 100% aware, like most of the objections are kind of fake. It's just smoke screen, and it actually need to dive deep whether the prospect is actually saying the truth. So like I mentioned on the call 2, generally I end up closing the prospect. Now it's about call 3. In the call 3, which is follow up 2, I close the prospect down, or prospect says, I'm Bhavish, I really appreciate it, but I'm not interested. So I'm most of the times I'm like, I try my level best to handle the objections, give them some sort of payment plan. Sean, don't pay the entire $5,000 right now, pay just $2,500 right now and another $2,500 after 15 days. So with those kind of payment plans, still I do end up closing some clients, but that's not every single time. So these are like the 3 calls. So if I want to like maybe name these calls, call 1 is more of an intro call, second is more of a demo call, or you can say follow up call 1, and last is follow up call 3. And this generally happens for most of the prospects, and that's how I potentially close clients for my agency. All right, now how we prepare for the call, this is like another good question that most of the people do end up asking me in my DMs. How do you qualify a prospect? Depending on your niche, you need to just qualify them financially, whether they have the funds to even pay. What exactly are you asking for? What exactly are you charging for your services? So one way of doing that is like just asking a couple of questions. So John, like, have you tried working with a marketing company in the past? If yes, how was the experience? Have you tried running Facebook ads in the past? If yes, how was the experience? How much did you end up spending? If he says I spent like almost $50,000, book an appointment with him. If he says I spent just $200, nothing more, and after that I stop, cheap prospect, and he's just kind of shopping around. So don't actually waste your own time on a prospect like that. So these are like few of the ways that I generally like use on the sales calls as well as during the time of booking these appointments. And that's exactly how I've trained my sales team, my sales reps, my sales head in terms of qualifying the prospect before they jump on the call. Perfect, let's keep going, guys. Now let's assume the prospect is closed. Now once we have got the verbal confirmation to move forward, yeah Bhavesh, I'm ready. Generally these things happens over calls, and let's say I'm taking the call or a follow-up call or something like that. I just go ahead and open like one of my payment processors, generate the payment link, send it over to them, their email, text them, whatever, Zoom chat, they clear the invoice. Now this is what I consider close. A lot of my own students, they say, Bhavish, I've closed a client, and they say they are going to be paying next week, and I tell them don't consider the prospect close until they actually make the payment. So as far as the payment is concerned, we are currently using fan bases. I think I did mention about this in one of our videos. So as you can see, I just come here, let's say I'm on a call with a prospect, I just go to products and we just create like a quick payment link. I copy it and I send it over to the prospect. Boom, I got the payment. You guys might be wondering, Bhavesh, what other payment gateways are there? So fan bases, I guess it's like more of high level payment processor. Not everyone can open it. The reason being is you having a US LLC is like more of a requirement for them. We do have a US LLC, but let's say if you're someone who is watching and you don't have a US LLC, you even don't have a company here in India, so you guys can use Payoneer as a freelancer account. You can get that account open very easily. Again, it's been a long time since I've last used it, but check it out. If you're someone who doesn't have a company in India, you don't even have an LLC in the US. A few other options might be maybe Vice.com. That's very basic. I think I do remember Vice.com actually don't provide the option to pay via credit card or debit cards. So most of your prospects, any services, any niche, they prefer to pay mostly via credit cards. The reason being is, let's say if they don't like your services, let's say you don't deliver on your promises, they can call their bank and be like, charge them back. And that's one of the reasons. But again, it's been happening since like past 6 years. We cannot do anything. But recently, we are at a point where we insist our prospects to make the payment as more of a bank transfer. The reason being, if they're going to pay via debit card, they make an ACH transfer, they make a bank transfer in the US directly, chances are almost none to zero that they will be charging us back, because there's like no possibility of doing something like that. So let's go back to my screen. So once you got the verbal confirmation to move forward, the next step is agreement. Now only send the agreement when you're not on the call. So this is my own kind of small hack. Let's say I'm on a call with a prospect, so I won't ruin the sale. I think you might have heard Alex Hormozy saying this. If a prospect is ready to pay you, just keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything, don't do anything stupid that might just ruin your sale. And in the same terms, I've been following this principle for the last 3 years, I suppose. And let's say the prospect is ready to make the payment, just send them the fucking link, just send them the invoice, let them pay the invoice first, and then talk about the agreement or whatnot. But let's say if you are talking with a prospect who is like, Bhavesh, send me the agreement, I'll take a look and we can move forward, then you don't have any specific option and you need to just send over the agreement. So if I show you like how my agreement looks like, so one of the recent agreement I sent, let me just pull up something. Okay. So this is one of the agreement that we sent. So this is how it looks like. So as you can see, this was the we sent over this agreement for $5,500 for 30 to 50 solar appointments. So it's like Google Doc. We use like a software known as Sign Request, and it's maybe 9 to 10 pounds, I suppose. So you can just use that specific software to like get your contract signed. So once they say like, Bhavesh, send me over agreement, this is how it looks like. And after that, generally what we end up doing is we raise the invoice. So invoice raised, agreement sent. Now we wait for the payment. Once the payment is cleared, then after that we send over the onboarding form. This is how the onboarding form looks like. So our onboarding form is built out on jotform.com. So it has a submission date, company name, address, phone number, business email, company website, service, niche, target areas, which is super important. Then we have offers. What kind of offers are you running for your company or for your business, whatever. And once they click here submit, now they get an option to schedule an onboarding call. So we have kind of like integrated the calendar, which is kind of associated with Ashish. He's my co-founder. So whenever someone actually fills out this form, they hit submit, they get a option to schedule a call directly on Ashish's calendar. So they schedule the call, and after that it's up to Ashish to onboard them and take it from there. Now you might be wondering, Bhavesh, now after this Ashish takes over, how do you know like what happens in the delivery side? Guys, I started this company, it's still like a my small little baby. So I need to know like all the ins and outs, what's happening in my company and whatnot. I keep sight of every single thing. I still have a bird's eye view how things operate in my own company. How does the operation looks like after the onboarding call and whatnot. So now book the onboarding call, as you can see, taken by the Ashish and the CSM. Now what is a CSM? So CSM is client success manager. So as you guys know, like in my past couple of YouTube videos, I used to say we have lost a lot of clients due to like not communicating enough with the prospects, and they're literally waiting on a text like, when are these guys going to get back to us? And we have lost a lot of clients. So we made this immediate decision to bring on the CSM, which is a client success manager, who get back to all the clients in a matter of less than 3 minutes. That's how we have trained him. And he just acknowledged, yeah John, like, we have seen your message, Ashish or Bhavesh is going to be getting back to you. All right, so that's who CSM is, just so you're not aware. Now on the onboarding call, what end up happening? So basic introduction, Ashish actually set up the expectation. So John, this is exactly what you can expect out of this program in the next 60 days, 90 days, whatever the offer is. And this is how the appointments are going to be looking like, this is how the leads are going to be looking like, and this is what you can exactly expect. I've seen a lot of people who do well with the agencies, but they fuck up on the onboarding call. They just don't set the wrong expectation. What do I mean by expectation? As in, this is how soon you can expect the first few leads, first few appointments. And let's say if this doesn't work out, this is how we are going to handle that. You should be having, like a clear setting expectation checklist that you have to exactly go over it with the prospect on the onboarding call. Literally every single thing. This is what we will be doing for you. This is what we will do if things might take a bad turn. All right, so generally, yeah, this expectation thing should have come here, and then we should be having like taking access. It's almost same. So once we have set the expectation, how soon you'll get the appointments, leads, whatever, now we take the access. So access depends. Let's say if we onboard a client for whom we are running Facebook ads, so we'll be taking like the ad account access, their page access, and their business manager access if required, and I guess we are all set. And then we also create like a Slack channel. This is how like our Slack looks like. So we have all the clients here, and sometimes the clients also prefer to use like just a WhatsApp basic group, because they don't like to pay for Slack. I think Slack is maybe 20-30 bucks a month. So most of the prospects don't actually like to stay here on Slack. So the CSM actually creates this Slack channel on this call itself. We add the clients, their partners, whatever who is concerned for this particular program, and then there's Ashish, then there's me, and we all are inside this private Slack community. And same thing happens with the WhatsApp group as well. Perfect, guys. So after this, it just like we just say goodbye and we just like start on working on the delivery. All right, now this is where the magic is going to happen. Service delivery. I'll be giving you like few tips how exactly you should be delivering the best possible results for your clients. Even though I haven't set up any ads for my clients, even though I don't look that much into like the service delivery part for my agency, it just I know it. All right, so here's the thing, guys. When I first started my agency, I was the only person who was running ads for my own clients until Ashish came and he took over the delivery and whatnot. But I was the one. So like still know how to set up the ads. If someone is going to come and say, Bhavesh, set up these kind of ads for me, I know how to do the research. I know what kind of creatives to run. I know the stats, the CTRs. Again, I'm no expert, but I know enough to actually deliver the client and retain the client over the long run. So let's talk about Facebook ads. All right. So most of the people who are watching this video, I'm sure you guys are either offering Facebook ads, leads, appointments, or whatever. Everything is kind of associated with Facebook. So first things first, you gotta do some research. For that, go to Facebook ad library and just start researching. You have to look for the ads which has been running for almost for that is like somewhere around 4 to 6 months. If the ad has been running and active for almost 6 to 8 months, it's working. No doubt, no questions there. So now most of the people do this mistake. They literally download the ad somehow, video ad, image ad, or whatever. They just replicate the same ad. We were literally doing the same like few years ago, but we used to like face this problem of ad fatigue. What does that mean? Like in less than 4 to 5 days, our ads like used to stop working. And because of that, we thought we came to the realization we got to do something about it. And soon after that, we started having like new ads created for our clients, fresh ads. So we still research on Facebook ad library just to see what kind of ads are performing. So for example, you're looking at my videos, you're watching my videos, and you're getting this idea, this is what Bhavesh is doing. You'll take some inspiration from my processes, from my offers, from my agreement, right? And you will just try to imitate that, you will just try to replicate that. Similarly, we just look out for like some sort of inspiration. Yeah, so this particular ad is working, this kind of hooks are working, these kind of copies are working. We took the inspiration, we get those similar ads created from a creative team, and once the ad are ready, then we just go live. Now just to give you like quick tips how to successfully deliver your clients. If it's about leads, very basic campaign structure. So you need to set up like one campaign. This is how the structure looks like. So it's going to be more of like a ABO campaign, ad set budget optimization. You have a campaign, and you have one ad set which is broad, and you have 3 to 4 different ad variations. That's it, nothing complex. And trust me when I'm saying this, we're still running this kind of structure for most of our clients, and it seems to be working. So now next step from here is automating these leads. As you know, like speed to lead is super important. So what does actually speed to lead actually mean? As soon as a lead comes in, you have to reach out to the lead in less than 5 minutes. The sooner the better, and that what speed to lead is. And there was a point in time we were struggling to get in touch with these guys, these leads, and we got this suggestion from someone good in the industry, like, Bhavesh, you should have good speed to lead, and you should focus more there. And as soon as we started focusing more on speed to lead, our lead to appointment booking rate increased. And now you need to also, like, understand these specific keywords. Lead, then we have cost per lead, cost per acquisition, what is your show up rate, what's your cancellation rate, what's your lead to appointment booking rate, what's your appointment to sit rate, and what's your sit to closing rate. And once you're aware of all of these keywords, these terms, you'll just become the wizard of running an agency. Trust me, it's just matter of time, and you'll just come across these terms sometimes from your friends, from your agency peers, from your clients. But you gotta realize, what exactly these things, these terms actually mean. So once we start getting these leads, we have a setter, a human setter that reaches out to the lead, book the appointment, send it over to the prospect. So we generally track most of our appointments in a Google Sheet or maybe a CRM if it's required, and we just notify the client, hey John, we just added a new appointment. Because as you know, like, we mostly deliver appointments to our clients, and that's exactly what we do. I know, like I did mention in my last video, we use call center, so that's another way. So let's say if the appointment comes from the call center, so we still notify the prospect, hey man, we just booked another appointment for you. Or if the client wants, we also schedule those appointments on the client's calendar. So again, it everything comes down to, like, the preference of these prospects, these clients. I think I've already covered this part, which is how creative looks like. So quick suggestion for you, so don't actually depend more on image ads, I mean like static ads, just go for the video ads. Trust me guys, if you don't know how to create video ads, then you can hire like multiple different freelancers who can do it for super cheap, but the quality is going to be insane. It's good that we have, like an in-house team that actually covers all the basic things, from creating the ad, creating the hook, we get the ad copies created, and all that good stuff. So first thing is, like I mentioned, the structure is just ABO, just one ad set. The only reason we have this structure is to find out which particular ad is working, and the interest should be nothing, completely broad ad set. You don't need to touch anything. Facebook AI, Facebook algorithm is so powerful. Whatever you mention on the ad, let's say, hey homeowners, we have this new roof replacement offer, it's going to literally target the homeowners of the specific area, let's say LA, Nevada, New York, New Jersey, whatever, and it will start to show that ad to just homeowners who are actually looking for a new roof. Trust me guys, it's coming from experience. In Facebook, AI is very, very powerful. Thanks to Mark Zuckerberg, he actually did build something real. So after that, potentially we just go live, and we get the leads, we deliver these appointments. And you need to track this one thing every single week. You need to get on a call with your prospect to see, like, how's everything looking like, how's the quality, how's the volume looking like, all that good stuff. Now, like I mentioned, like I promised, I told you, I'll be telling you how to retain your clients for the longest amount of time, for the longest period of time. First is be communicative. What do I mean by that? Even though you feel like, like communication is enough, over communication is what you have to preach to your entire team. If you feel like you're busy, bring a CSM on board, client success manager. You have to over communicate with them. Just tell them, man, like, this is what exactly we are facing right now, this is the issue, we have launched the campaign. Just let them know about each and every single thing. The second quick hack of retaining these clients is taking bi-weekly check-in calls. Generally in our company, we used to do, like, every single week, but now we have worked and onboarded so many different clients. Because of that, we just cannot take calls every single week, right? Because it just hurts our productivity super bad. Not mine, but Ashish's. But my whole point is, take at least one call with each client in 2 weeks. All right, and this is definitely going to increase your retention rate. And lastly is, it's all about results. You'll be a millionaire in no time. And trust me when I'm saying that. I know a lot of people who are just, like, printing a lot of cash. The only reason being is they have figured out their delivery part. I also promised you guys, if you stick till the very end, I'll be telling you this quick little hack to pick the right niche. Now, there are two words that you need to always remember in your head while considering a niche. First is a want, and second is need. Need is something I need it, right? And we just cannot, we don't have any other option. I need it. Want, maybe I want it, I'll think about it. Now, If I talk about my own niche, which is solar, it's more of a want. It's a flashy thing. Although it saves money, it brings more electricity. Not every homeowner out there is conservative enough to actually save money on the electricity and install solar panels. It's more of like a flashy thing. Yeah, let's say like just to have some name in the society or the neighborhood, whatever. Yeah, see, like my roof has these new panel installed, that looks sick. Although like installing solar panels has its like own perks, it increases your value of your home and other different things, but still it's a want. Now let's talk about need. My roof is leaking. My my water tap is not working at the home. So now for these kind of things, it's a need. You need to call a roofer, you need to call a plumber. All right, that's need. My backyard is a mess, I need to get it cleaned. So they are going to be calling the cleaning company. It's a need. I hope you are realizing a difference here. So only pick a niche which is a need, not a want. I wish I knew when I first started out, when I got into solar, that it's like more of a want. I would have never entered. Again, we are just like, it has its like own perks, cons, whatever, but always go for a niche which is like more of a need. But anyways guys, that's pretty much it for this specific video. Let me know your thoughts if you like this video or not. I look forward to checking out all of your comments. Let's keep taking action, guys.